Hi guys, so in today's live session we are going to talk about the atoms and molecules chapter, which is in CBSE class ninth. So if you are watching this video, then please like and subscribe my channel. So let's start. So I think you all can view my screen. It's here. It's written atoms and molecules or लिखा है law of conservation of momentum. So let's first write something about it. So what is law of conservation of momentum? So it states that a mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. So it's a very important fact. So I will just write it down. A mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. So this is the main point of this law of conservation of momentum. I am writing this in quotes, and and there is an example of this also, that initial mass of reaction is equal to final mass of reaction. I will write that also. Initial mass of reaction is equal to final mass. Sorry for this distraction. Final mass of reaction. So this is the main point of the law of conservation of momentum that we are going to study in class 9. So many of you must be asking that what is there in this, where we will get this you know lecture. So you will get this in your description box of YouTube. Not now. After the completion of this lecture, I will just give you the link. So the second point is law of constant proportion. So it states that a chemical compound is always consists of same elements combined together in same or definite proportion by mass. So that also I will write. So this is, I will wait for 2 minutes. This is law of constant proportion. As you can see in the screen, it's showing law of constant proportion. It shows that a chemical compound always consists of same elements combined together in same proportion by mass. So this is the point you may write this. This is law of constant proportion. Please wait for 2 minutes. I have to attend a phone call. सॉरी आई हैड अ फ़ोन कॉल अगर श्वेत देख रहा है तो उसे समझ आएगा प्रियांशु का फ़ोन कॉल था प्राइवेट चैट वेट फॉर 2 मिनट्स ओके बाय so this was law of constant proportion. It was a very important law for this whole chapter for the atoms and molecules chapter. It's a very important point. So next, this was law of constant proportion. It was a very important law. Um, Not important that Dalton's atomic theory, the most important law or theory of this whole chapter is the Dalton's atomic theory. So, as you can see, this is the Dalton's atomic theory. You can see. So, in Dalton's atomic theory, I will write about it. It's Dalton's atomic theory. Please remember it. It states that I will write. Wait. All kinds of matter, all kinds of matter is made up of tiny particles called. Now, this is very important. What are those tiny particles of matter called? So, those tiny particles of matter are called as atoms. Please remember it. It is called as atoms. That's why I've written in another color. I will make a box with atoms also. These are called as atoms. This was the first point of Dalton's atomic theory. Dalton's atomic theory. First point. Please remember it. This was the first point of Dalton's atomic theory. Next, we are going to write another point of Dalton's atomic theory. It states that atoms of a given element are identical in mass and physical slash chemical properties. This was the second point of Dalton's atomic theory. Please don't think that there are only 2 points. I am writing 3 points and there are almost 6 points. So I am writing only half of them. Half of them I will cover up them in another lecture. This was a lecture one. It will be another lecture also. Lecture two will also come after some time. Not after some times, after some days. These are the 2 points of the Dalton's atomic theory. This is the first point. You can see all kinds of matter is made up of tiny particles called as atoms. And the second point is atoms of a given element are identical in mass and physical and chemical properties. So these are very important points. Now I will write the third point. Third point is not very similar to this point. It's a bit different. So please try to cope up with me. The relative number and kinds of atoms are constant in a given com- compound. The relative number and kinds of atoms are constant in a given compound. So, a question may arise that constant in which compound? So that I will cover up in next lecture. But please remember, it's the given compound. There is only one compound there, so it's the given compound. I am making a box. You can see in a given compound. Next, we will talk about that what is an atom. What is an atom? So atom. So basically, building blocks of matter are called as atoms. What is that? Building blocks of matter are called as atoms. I will write it. Building blocks of matter are called as atoms. This was also a very important point, that what are the matter, the building blocks of atom. I am making a square box, rectangular box, the building blocks of matter. What are those? The building blocks. The building blocks of matter are called as atoms. This was the first point of atoms. This is the only point of atom. Um, there is one subtopic here also, that is the characteristics of atoms. So here it is, the characteristics of atoms. I will write the characteristics also. So please remember, these characteristics of anything is very important. So first characteristic is atoms are very small in size. You all should remember this, that atoms are very small in size. They are very, very, very small. So atoms are very small in size. I have one more thing also about this, that millions of atoms start millions of atoms stacked together would form a paper thin layer. So you have to remember this. How many atoms? Millions of atoms stacked together would form a paper layer. Very atom, not very, many atoms will stacked together will form a paper like layer. So the next point, let me create some space for the next point. Hmm. Next point. Atoms are electrically neutral. So atoms are electrically neutral. This means that there is no positive charge as well as no negative charge. I will write also no positive or negative charge. It's very important. No positive charge, no negative charge. You have to remember this, no positive and no negative charge. Third point, let me create some more space. Now, atomic radii. What is the meaning of atomic radii? I will write it in 40 minutes. It's the radius radius of an atom. So we are talking about characteristics of atom. Atomic radii is the radius of an atom. It's very important. Radius of an atom. So it measures in. This is very important. What is the symbol of measurement of this? So it's nm. Many of you would ask that what is nm? What is nm? So nm, it's nanometer. It measures in nanometer, and there's one more way of measuring, and it also measures in A. Sorry, measures in A. This is angstrom. What is A? A is an angstrom. Please remember these things. Atomic radii, it's the radius of an atom. It measures in nanometer, or and it can also be measured in angstrom, which is like when you write Celsius, you write C degree. When you write angstrom, you write A degree. So it's the A degree angstrom. So next we'll talk about the atomic mass. So this is atomic mass. We will talk about the atomic mass of an atom. Definitely atom it's atomic. No need to ask in the comment section. So it is that element has each element has a characteristic concept. Sorry, not concept. Each element has a characteristic atomic mass. So this is very important. What is it? It's a characteristic atomic mass. Each element has it. See, each element has atomic mass. So in earlier times, I will write it. It was difficult to estimate atomic mass. So in the comment section, you are asking that why it was difficult. See, in the earlier times, there were not many instruments, or what you say, laboratory instruments, as it's in today. That's why it was difficult, or else it would have been very easy for any scientist to discover these things in earlier times. This was not in earlier times. So I will write it down as it was difficult because of lack of laboratory instruments. So this is not important. I will tell you. This is not. This is not important for class 9. It's important in class 10, but not in class 9. In the comments section, you are asking that in which class I am. So I am also in class 9, but I can also teach in class 9. I have that amount of at least knowledge that I can teach you. So this was the atomic mass. So next we will talk about your favorite thing. Many of you would already have guessed it or have seen it in the bottom of my screen. So it's the molecule. It's very important. Everything is very important. I know. Many of you are asking that you say that everything is very important because it is very important. Like molecule and all. So what is a molecule? It's the smallest unit of a compound which shows properties of the compound. This is all only compound. It shows all the characteristics of compound. I will write this. Shows all ca- characteristics of compound. And there's one more thing, but it's very small. But it's very small in size. So in a way, you can say that it's a mini compound because it shows all the characteristics of compound, but it has a very small size. So it's a mini compound, but with a very small size. You all should remember this that it's also called a mini atom. For reference, I would like to say that you can see it that mini atom. तो आप लोग इसको मिनी एटम भी बोल सकते हो. It's not a big deal. Next, we will talk about what is atomicity. So many of you must be, very confused with this word. What is atomicity? I not remember it. Arnav कुछ भी पढ़ा रहा है. So it's not about that. Atomicity is the just the number of atoms in a molecule. So this was the only one line. It's very easy atomicity. It's only that you think that what is atomicity, what is atomicity. No, it's very easy. Atomicity is very easy. So atomicity, suppose suppose I will give you an example. Wait for 2 minutes. This is a stillness. I will give you one example for atomicity. Example. So, you know water, everyone knows water. What is water called? H2O. Water is called as H2O. Why it's called as H2O? Because of its atomicity. What is atomicity? Number of atoms in one molecule. I will just show you here for 2 minutes. So it's 2H. So I will write H with another word 2H and you plus 1O. 2H plus 1O. So you will ask what is 2H, what is 1O? It's looking like 10, but please understand. I will underline it 2H 1O. So what is H and what is O? H is hydrogen, O is oxygen. So the atomicity of water is hydrogen hydrogen plus oxygen. So this is very easy, but it's something very complex to understand atomicity. It's simple number of atoms in a molecule. Example water. I have given you an example. What is H2O? It comprises of two atoms of hydrogen and one atoms of oxygen. So hydrogen plus oxygen is the atomicity of water. So guys, thanks for watching this live stream. I hope you understood what I said and what were all the points. Uh, so if you like this video, then please subscribe this, please. So bye.